One time, yeah. Three times, four times. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control us. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control us. Look at you, you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Being on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had goal. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bump the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had a slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing cane things. Living super clean. That it came up.
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that pop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you're lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Beers help me, shout let the silly go.
One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up. One time for the men doing cane thing. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. Three times for my folk that done came up. Four times cause the man can't control up.
Yo, shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. Good evening. Happy Thursday to everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here to kick it with me. You could be anywhere else on the worldwide internet, but you are here with me, and I appreciate that. Give yourselves a round of applause. There we go. Angelina, shalom and shalom, sis. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you all for joining me. If you're not on the YouTube, head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOGMAGAD, if you would be so kind. We are trying to build up our YouTube so that we don't have to ask you for money, but we can start to monetize, get some sponsorships and things like that. So please, if you would head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, send it to about 3 or 5 friends. I don't care if you just comment your favorite color, okay? Just leave a comment. If you're watching live, type live. If you're watching on the replay, type replay. Let YouTube know that you are here and this is the kind of content that you would like to see. All right. A lot going on today. All right. And we're gonna get into all of that and to our main topic. But first, let me introduce myself. I go by Miss Mono's World News Content Creator Streets, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all the places the content creators be. Let's see, what else do I want to go over with y'all? I'm trying to talk my husband into doing a Sabbath night live. I'm trying to talk him into it. If y'all know him, if you follow him, send him a DM. Help me to get him to come on here with me tomorrow night. Okay, Nakia Adea. I hope I said that right. Shalom and shalom. Thank you so much for joining us. Pink is the color. Okay, pink is the color. All right. So yeah, I'm trying to do that. So just in case you are not following my hubby, or you like, hey, I've heard of this monologue guy. I like to check out some of his music, some of his videos. I like to see some past podcast episodes, whatever. Head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOGMAGAD. All of that stuff is there. Good music, good show, everything. Okay. So today, we got a few things going on today. Our main topic today is you ignore the red flags waving. You don't see the red flags waving. So we are going to talk about warning signs before relationships become abusive or things like that. Okay. So let's put a pin in that because that is serious in itself. But I would like to just take a moment to send my thoughts and prayers to the family of Charlie Kirk. I don't agree with everything anyone says, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with hatred of any kind. I don't agree with marginalization, especially of Black people, being a Black person, you know. And so yes, all two things can be true at one time, right? A person could have been an awful person or you may not have agreed with that person. But you can also like have just common human sympathy for a person losing their life, for a family losing a family member. So in that aspect, yes, thoughts and prayers for his family. Those who may have been affected by what is going on. Now, I will say that the one thing that I don't like at all is that he labeled himself a Christian, a follower of Christ, a Bible believer, because we're not taught to hate in the Bible. We are taught to love our neighbors as ourselves. And even if you're not comfortable using the word love because you don't understand that it can also mean, hey, just leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Then what was I getting ready to say? Oh yeah, the Bible tells us to, as long as we can, live peaceably with other people. Okay, so that is what we want to try to do. Live peaceably with each other for as long as we can. So again, okay. All right, now let's get to our main topic. Because it's gonna be a kind of a long one. I do have some clips that are gonna fold into it, okay? So we'll get to those in a second. I just want to tell you, if you are not drinking coconut water, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I know what y'all gonna say. Coconut water is nasty. Is this, is that. When I'm telling you it makes such a difference, I'm of a certain age. Hold on, my hair is tripping. Okay. There we go. All right. It was bothering me. I'm sorry. I am of a certain age. And so my electrolytes and all those good things don't always do what they're supposed to do. I also work out and I'm a sweater. So when I work out, I sweat. And one day I had finished a hike. It was a hard hike. It was the hardest hike I had been on. It was hot outside, and when I tell you I came home drenched, I was drenched, and I was just so depleted. Like everything hurt. I couldn't do anything. My husband has been drinking coconut water, so there was some in the kitchen, and I don't know what told me to go and drink that coconut water, but when I did, I felt so much better. And so, of course, I went to chat GPT and was like, "Hey, what's up with the coconut water situation?" And so, the electrolytes, the minerals, all that good stuff is in it. I do mix it with like bottled water. Sometimes I'll throw a little lime in there if I want to jazz it up a little bit. But I'm telling you, like, coconut water is medicine. Okay, that stuff is medicine. All right. So, I want to talk to y'all about red flags in relationships and how we often ignore them, often to our own detriment. I'm watching this wonderful show on Apple TV called Chief of War. If you are not watching it and you have Apple TV, you need to check it out. Now, yes, it does require you to pay attention because it is in Hawaiian. You do have to read. It is really intense. If you are like Game of Thrones fandom, you will like this. Um, it's a great show. So I suggest you watch it if you have the time. It comes on Fridays. So in this show, it talks about how Hawaii was separate kingdoms before they were colonized. So while you're watching the show, you're watching the process of these kingdoms fighting each other to overtake each other, and then you are watching what they called them the pale skins. I'm just using a terminology from the show, but you see when the pale skins had come upon Hawaii, and things start getting a little crazy. One of the kings of the kingdoms of Hawaii ends up, I don't want to spoil it too much, so I'm gonna be kind of vague in how things happen. One of the I need a producer. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, okay. Okay. That's what you're talking about? Which one? Okay. Yes, I need a producer. Okay, my bad, guys. All right, so I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to tell you how exactly things happen. Okay, so anyway, he winds up on the ship with the pale skins. He travels with them. They bring him back to Hawaii, right? When they bring him back to Hawaii, he goes to tell the other people like, "Hey, don't trust these people. Like I've seen how they act. They're not friendly at all." Now, one of the pale skins ends up being stranded in Hawaii. And so because this one is nice, everyone just assumes that the other ones are going to be nice as well, right? So anyway, the king is like, "No, don't trust him, don't trust him." Well, another king is like, "No, it's peaceful here. You can't make no war in here. I'm whatever." Okay. So they don't listen to his warning, don't listen to it. Like so much other stuff happens, but I don't want to give it away. So they don't listen to his warning, don't listen to his warning. And they are led to believe that the pale skins are just going to sail off into the sunset and not harass them anymore. Well, lo and behold, they start sailing toward one of the other islands. And these people are not familiar with weaponry. They don't know about guns. They don't know about cannons. They don't know about anything. All they know is they see a big ship. So they're like a big ship, a big ship. Next thing you know, cannons are firing, blood is splattering, bones everywhere. It's horrendous. But as I'm watching this, it was just crazy to me how this man was telling them, like, "Listen, I have been with these people. I'm not telling you what I read. I'm not telling you what someone told me. I'm telling you what I experienced personally having been with these people. Their gods are not our gods. They don't fear the things that we fear. They don't care about the things that we care about." Okay. It jumped out to me because how often in real life does this happen, right? How often in real life do you run upon a person, whether it be a potential friend, like a potential sister friend, or a potential dating, courting situation or whatever. How often do you run upon these people and then you are bombarded with rumors about this person, or, you're getting warnings about this person and you just shut it down? It could be an ex-girlfriend telling you, and it could be an ex-girlfriend that they used to date, or if it's a girl, it could be, a sister friend that she used to have. Or it could even be your own family, people who are standing on the outside observing the relationship and who care about you, who are coming to tell you like, hey girl, this don't seem a little right. I don't know about this. Maybe take your time, maybe go slow, picking and choosing. Shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining us. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you guys about the panel that I did on Tuesday. I forgot to tell y'all about it. I was so focused on like the Charlie Kirk thing and stuff. I have to tell y'all about that because it's very interesting. I'm gonna work it into what we talk about today. But yeah, and so people will warn you and warn you and warn you about this person. And instead of you heeding the warning, you just decide, well, that's not going to happen to me. It's going to be different with me. He's not going to treat, he's not going to treat me like this, blah, 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 blah. I used to be friends with this girl. And every time she talked about a dude, her experience with this man was always so much better than everyone else's. Like one girl could be like, oh yeah, he's horrible. He did this to me. He did that to me. And her experience was, he didn't do that to me. He treated me so good and he did this and he did that. And I'm here to tell you that I found out years later that she was lying about everything. Okay. A bunch of people are not going to tell you something about a person if it's not true. One person, maybe. I don't put it past one person and her friends, because you know how people are followers these days and they're scared to tell their friends the truth. Like if one of my homegirls was trying to say something crazy about a dude and I knew it wasn't true, I would tell her to her face like, girl, nah, you tripping. That's not, I know he's not that kind of person. Okay, but we have people that are scared to do that. So it's kind of hard to say like, oh, 2 or 3 people wouldn't lie on a person, because unfortunately that's not true anymore. But and here's where our discernment has to kick in. I don't know if you guys ever watched Judge Judy, or was it Judge Marilyn? One of those judges, but they were always talking about the ring of truth and how when they would listen to the defendant or the plaintiff speaking, they were always looking for that ring of truth, okay? And if you want a spiritual word for that term, we're going to use the term discernment, because this is what you should be listening with. You should be listening to discern. You should be listening to figure out, is this person being 100% honest with me? Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of times we choose not to pay attention to our discernment until it's too late, right? I have talked to plenty of women who, when they are in the thick of the situation, oh, well, my discernment is telling me this. My discernment is telling me that. It's not discernment if you're in it while it's happening, right? And so since we're here, I wanted to talk about it anyway. Something that I had experienced on the panel that I was telling you guys that I was on Tuesday night is that a lot of times when we talk about relationships, marriage, love, interactions, and stuff like that, we put these lofty spiritual titles on things, right? That's why I explained to you what discernment is. To say, I use my discernment. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it look like? I do a weekly Bible study chat. Love my Bible study chat. And in our chat, we talked about what discernment looks like for each of us, because one sister has said she either wasn't aware of it or didn't know how it worked for her. So each of us were able to talk about what discernment looks like for us. So for me, it'll be just a word that comes up when I see a person, or a name, or they'll remind me of someone who I've had some sort of whatever experience with, okay? And that's how discernment works for me. Another sister said it works for her another way. So and this is where your relationship with your creator comes in. This is where your relationship with your father comes in. Okay, you establish that relationship with God, and then you figure out how he speaks to you. Sometimes it may be in a clear, audible voice. Sometimes it may be with signs, but a warning always comes before destruction. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of us choose to stop listening once we decide, oh no, I really like him. Or more importantly, I feel like he really likes me too. Cause I don't think y'all really be liking these dudes like that. You just like whoever likes you. Okay. We've all been there. But with that, you have to be willing to be honest. And this is why I tell y'all, you cannot have sex too soon. You cannot. You have to listen. I know we're grown. I get it. And sex is one of those things that once you break the seal, man, you always want to taste for that. You always do. I remember when we were growing up and they were doing this whole secondary virgin thing, like, yeah, I may have had sex before, but I consider myself a virgin still. No. No. It's like you buy a jar of spaghetti from the store, and when you go to open that jar of spaghetti, you listen for that pop. Okay? Listen, once that seal pops, that's it. No matter how many times even better example. Even better example. Thank you. I hate 2-liter bottles of soda. I hate them with a passion. Why? Because once you open it that first time, that maximum fizz, you're never going to get that again. You're never going to get it again. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but think about it. Once you open that big bottle of soda, somebody closes it and they never close it back tight. They never close it back tight, but they close it, they put it in the fridge. You go to get it again, and it's not a you only get a and then you just know this soda's not about to be good, right? Okay, it's the same thing with you and your body, all right? Once that seal is popped for the first time, you're never gonna get that maximum fizz again. I'm sorry, I just have to be honest with you guys. Okay, so even with that, you're like, okay, well, I can't get my virginity back. No. So consider yourself a virgin to the next man that you meet. Consider yourself a virgin and act like one. You can't consider yourself a virgin and still be sitting up here sexting, sending naked pics, wanting to talk dirty on the text. Because a woman who has never had sex does not do those things. A woman who is not interested in giving it up before she gets married does not do those things. Okay? Look at this comment. We men get it again by getting another woman. Look, and this is a man telling y'all this. I wish he had his profile picture up here, okay? But this is a man telling y'all this. And it's just that easy for them, ladies. It is just that easy for them. So please stop thinking that you're out here playing some kind of psychological warfare game and these dudes don't have it figured out, because they do. Okay, they created the game. They're the authors of the game. Okay, so I'm just telling you. All right, like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Thank you so much. Listen, praise God. I'm just here to share my story. Okay. All right, so yeah, okay, so you pick up on these warning signs, and instead of you heeding the warning, you decide, oh, I'm going to go ahead and continue with this relationship. Okay. And so let's talk about what a few of those red flags are, right? Because you might be like, well, Miss Mono, I don't know. What do you consider a red flag, right? Because a red flag to one person may not be a red flag to another person. Let me tell you a story. I was talking to my oldest baby today. We were talking today. And a few years ago, she was involved in a alumni panel at her school, and they would meet and try to do different things at Georgia State. one girl on the panel was complaining about one of the guys like harassing her, like just being inappropriate sexually towards her. Okay. My daughter's advice, hey, you need to tell somebody, you need to do something about this. Nobody wanted to do anything about it. So she wound up leaving the panel because she's like, no, I don't want to work in this kind of environment. Like, no, I'm not doing this. This happened last year. She just called me today and told me that the same guy is now being accused of RAPEing a few girls on campus. The red flags. Not only that, the girl that accused him in the first place that kept saying he was harassing her and stuff still kept dating him. Okay. So now she wants to call my daughter and spill all this on my child. And I'm like, girl, you don't have to listen to that. Like, I'm sorry that happened to her. She needs to go get counseling. Okay. But she did not heed the red flags. And she was the one that was complaining. She was the one that's saying he keeps harassing me. He keeps bothering me. I don't know what level of desperation she had to be at to, on one side of her mind, understand that, hey, I don't like the way he's treating me, but then to continue doing it, right? And before you fix up your face and say, ooh, that's stupid, think about how many times you've tolerated something from a man that you knew wasn't cool. He got a little, you didn't like the way he was yelling at you. You didn't like the tone of his voice. You didn't like the way he was touching you. You felt like he was pressuring you. And instead of you walking away and saying, you know what, this is not what I want to deal with in my life, you decided to stay because you thought some kind of way you was going to help him change. You thought that, well, he's not going to do that to me. And I'm here to tell you, yes, he will. If you're not dating to get married, then you should not be dating. I'm saying that because in the midst of relationships, things are going to happen, right? Like just last night, we talked about Bathsheba in our study chat. And I'm sure when David saw Bathsheba from the roof and sent his men to come and get her, that he didn't think that she was going to get pregnant. I'm sure that wasn't part of the plan, right? He just was like, ooh, she's cute. Let me get some. So she winds up pregnant. Okay, cool. So then he's thinking, oh, I'll just have her husband come home. You know, they didn't have due date calculators and stuff like that back then. So it's like, ta-da, whenever you found out, you found out. There is no going back and counting the weeks. They didn't know about that stuff, right? So he's like, okay, I'm going to just have the husband come home and we're going to, put it on him. And I'm sure at that point, he didn't count on Uriah being a stand-up dude. Like, I can't go to my wife while my fellow brothers are out here fighting. The ark of the Lord is out in the battlefield. I'm going to be laying up right now, okay? And I'm sure David did not think of these consequences before he sent for Uriah. Okay. And then in the end, he winds up actually having Uriah sent to the front line and being killed to hide the fact that he had gotten Uriah's wife pregnant. Okay. And that story is in 2 Samuel 11 and 12, I think, if y'all want to check it out. So I'm telling you this to say that when you start upon a relationship with a person, you may have every intention of, oh, we just going to be friends. This is going to be my buddy. We just going to kick it. First of all, you don't know that man's intentions. Okay. And I said it in the beginning, and we ha 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 about these certain things. But listen, these men wrote the game. They wrote the game. Okay. Stop listening to these women out here making you feel like, oh, they're just so smart and they just be outsmarting these men. No, they're hoes who don't care. They're hoes who don't care. And so instead of them coming to you and telling you about all their heartache and how they get keep getting played and how they want to be in love too. They put up a facade as if they have it all together to protect their feelings. But in the meantime, they're going home and closing the door and crying too. As soon as they turn off the camera from their OnlyFans feed, they're crying and they're wondering why they can't find a husband, why they can't find a man to love them too. Stop falling for the game that these women are spitting to y'all on the internet. Half of these women who call themselves giving you relationship advice don't even like men. Let's forget about having a man. They don't even like men. Your Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, your Princella, the Queenmaker, whatever her name is, they don't even like men. So how are you listening to a woman who doesn't like men tell you how to get a man? Don't like one, never had one, can't get one. How? You have to consider the fact that you cannot control the consequences of your decisions. Okay. You make good decisions because you know the consequences are going to be good, right? You save your money because you know, okay, one day when I need this money, it's going to be here. You make good diet and exercise choices because you know, okay, the consequences of this is my body's going to get together, right? You pay your bills because you know, okay, I don't want these people coming and taking my stuff. Let me go ahead and pay my bills. But when you are out here making decisions that you know are not good and wholesome decisions, you have no consequences over, you have no what am I trying to say? You have no choice in the consequences. There was a picture on Facebook today of somebody getting pulled over in where were they at? Like South Georgia or something like that. 5, 6, 7 big bags of weed on the trunk. And I was like, ooh, they going to jail. They're going straight to jail. But when they packed that trunk, I'm sure that they did not expect for that to be a consequence. I'm sure they knew it could happen, but you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had put that out their mind and was like, all right, we just going to take this trip and then we going to come right back. Whoop, whoop. Georgia State Patrol had other plans. Okay. Let's talk about let's talk about getting in relationships. Lord have mercy. Father, you want me to say it like that? Hold on. Okay. You can tell how they what? Okay, exactly. No, you can tell how they talk. They don't like men. No, for real. That's for real. All right, like, share, subscribe, y'all. Turn on your notifications. Listen, if you like what I'm saying, you want to be helpful to the ministry efforts here, please head over to the Cash App, $ the House of Mono. If you'd like to support our ministry efforts here. All right. So listen. All right, y'all, huddle up, sisters, huddle up, and please take a deep breath. All right. What I'm about to say might be a little provocative. But I want y'all to please hear me, okay? Hear me. And don't get defensive. Don't get defensive, okay? When y'all are out here picking dudes and you purposely pick a man who you know has another woman, you are subjecting yourself to a hell that you have no idea about. And the reason I'm going to say that is because you don't know how that other woman is ever going to react. Okay? You don't know. And a lot of times, you hear men say, oh, well, no, I still love my main, my wife, my girl. I still love her. But, you know, I like to have a little fun on the side. I like to do this. I like to do that. Right? And you get in these relationships with these men knowing that they have somebody else at home. And you let them tell you, oh no, I love you. Oh no, I'm gonna leave her and it's gonna be me and you. Or you let them come and cohabitate with you while they are going through whatever they're going through at home, never fully understanding the potential of said consequences. Okay. Let's show y'all exactly what I'm talking about right here. And I'm sure you guys have I would think, I don't know, I was talking to somebody else about this and they had not heard about it. So maybe everybody has not heard about it. Okay. I'm gonna read the article. We'll talk about it. A Chicago mother was fatally shot in the face. This just happened this week, I think it was. Yeah, September 10th. Well, the story was put out September 10th. I think it happened like Monday or something. A Chicago mother was fatally shot in the face just moments after dropping her son off at school, per WGN. She was actually shot 3 times. I've been reading a few stories, listening to some commentary on this. So she was actually shot 3 times. The fatal shooting of 31-year-old Ramika Meeks unfolded on Monday. Okay, it was Monday. Following a confrontation around 9 a.m. near a school in South Loop. Authorities say the dispute appeared to be domestic related. According to witnesses, Meeks was ambushed in a heated altercation involving her child's father and another woman who was reportedly his current girlfriend, who was also a baby mama. She's the other dude's baby mom. Okay. The second woman reportedly pulled out a gun and shot Meeks at close range, striking her in the face. She was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The shooter was taken into custody as a scene, although charges have not been filed as of Tuesday, and authorities haven't released her name to the public. They have released her name. I don't know if the charges have been filed yet, but we do know her name. Videos of the shooting show one woman saying she shot her. I saw her put the gun in the car. Another woman is heard yelling that a man had Meeks in a headlock before the shot was fired. In one clip, the woman who allegedly fired the shot says, "I'm licensed to carry." Okay, let's go back. Another woman is heard yelling that a man, the baby father, had Meeks in a headlock before the shot was fired. Just hours before her death, Meeks placed a handwritten note in her son's lunchbox that read, "You can start off strong. Always remain yourself. You're the coolest, smartest, and funniest kid I know. I love you so much and you make me so proud. Have a great day. Mommy loves you. Love, Mommy." All right. Excuse me. Cause she's a mom. You know what I'm saying? And like, imagine going to drop your kid off at school. And she had a restraining order against this man for years. This stuff has been going on for years. And she goes to drop her child off at school and she's attacked not just by his father, but by this other woman. And at this point, like, I have no sympathy for the other woman at all. Like, bury her under the jail, right? But just for the sake of what can we learn from this situation, let's just take a step back. Because I'm sure when she met this man, she never intended for this to be anything. She never intended for this to be the outcome of their relationship. You know what I mean? But this is the thing about unintended consequences. And this is why the red flags are red flags. This is why they're not blue so they can blend into the sky. They're not green so they can blend into the forest. They're not even yellow so you can mistake them for the sun. They're red so you relate it to a stop sign. You're not supposed to continue. You know how you want to be treated. So why not extend that same courtesy to other people? And listen, I get it. I get complicated situations. I've went through a divorce, okay? So I understand what that looks like. All right. I understand you going through I understand certain scenarios, right? But what I don't understand y'all getting involved with these men, knowing that there's somebody else and not handling that. I mean, it's like anything else you're going to get involved in, right? you start off on level 13 of this video game. You better be able to catch up. Like, you better know what you're getting involved in, and if you can handle it before you come. And a lot of times y'all get more caught up in what the man is saying instead of what he is doing, because he was still harassing the baby mama. He was still chasing her down. Why did the second baby mother have to come to the school where the first child's mother was going to be? And I'm sure as she's sitting in jail right now, she's going back through all these moments in her mind, all these moments when she had a chance to change her direction, when she should have said no, when she should have made a different decision. But it's too late now. I've never been a fighter. So I ain't never had to worry about no dude trying to get me to go fight nobody, because, baby, that's not my bag. I'm not fighting. I don't fight. What is wrong with you? And while we are registered and licensed owners, I pray every day that I never am in a situation where I don't even want to ever have to pull it out, right? Because I don't know if I don't know how that would affect me. Even if it was in defending myself or my kid, and I'm sure that but I don't want to go through that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to say part of having discernment is like, and I don't know if y'all ever watched That's So Raven, but she used to get these psychic visions where she could like see in the future. And I want to say that that's how your discernment should be. Your discernment should be on point to where as soon as you meet this dude, as soon as he starts talking to you, you know, nope, something. Have a nice day, sir, and just keep it moving. And you know what's so funny? You're gonna be like, that's not realistic. Women can't do that. You know, that's not something that everyone can do. But I'm telling you that men do it with women all the time. Men do it with women all the time. And they tell you that a man knows what he wants with you as soon as he meets you. He knows if he wants to sleep with you. He knows if he wants to try to have a relationship with you. Like, his mind is made up about you before he even comes and speaks to you. So yes, it can be done. We women just don't like to live in the logic that our brain can provide. We rather rest in the emotions because it's easier for us. What do I mean by that? Yarden, shalom and shalom. Thank you so much for joining me, sis. It's easier to go along with your emotions than it is to stop and use your logic. When you think you're in love or you think you like this dude, you silence every bit of logic in your head that says he's no good for you. He don't even have a job. He doesn't even own a belt. He still live with his mama and he's 35. He doesn't have a car. He has no money. What are you doing? And you're laying up with him because, well, we know why you're laying up with him. And because it's easier for you to just keep going on and on and on instead of you stopping and saying, you know what, I can't do this. And instead of you just going ahead and going through the little hurt feelings and crying your little tears, you'll keep staying in your emotions because it's easier until you're left abandoned, heartbroken. Now you're a single mom. You are not dealing with emotional creatures. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all like this. Until a man commits to you and puts a ring on your finger with a wedding date, because I don't do them long. Listen, from our first date to the time we got married, it was 6 months. Okay? I don't believe in no long engagements or nothing like that. It don't take nobody 2, 3, and 5 years to make up their mind. Okay? Now, I'm talking to you older folks. I'm not talking to you 20-year-olds. Y'all take your time. You still get to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take your time. But you 30 and 40-year-olds that's sitting up here D-hopping, y'all know better. You know better. And the red light, the sirens be going off in your head, the wheels be turning, and you keep on going. And this is how you keep ending up in the same cycle over and over again, okay? Over and over again. You are not dealing with another woman. You are dealing with a logical thinking man. That is his default. Even if he wanted to try to be emotional, in most cases, that is not their default. They are not looking at you and thinking, oh, look, I bet she has a beautiful mind. I'm sure that she is just, look at her. I would really like to get to know her personality. She looks like she is just so funny to be around. It is nothing like that. You sitting up here picturing a future of marriage and family, and he's picturing the next few hours and how he can get you in the bed. When you operate in an emotional state, you make yourself an easy target because now all I have to do is manipulate your emotions and I can control you. And that's not hard. That's not hard. It's not hard at all. Why? Because y'all so eager to be wives. You are so eager to be a wife, you don't check who you're submitting yourself to. And this is why y'all have a problem with submission, because you're submitting yourself to someone who never asked you to submit yourself to him. He never asked you to. No, he may have asked you to open your legs, but he didn't ask you to be his wife. He didn't ask you to take care of him. He never even asked you to call and check on him. But here you go every day. I just want to make sure he's okay. Girl, he ain't thinking about you. He out there with who he want to be with. And when he get bored with her, then he'll call you back. But you're just sitting at home. I just want to make sure he okay. I'm preparing myself to be a wife. So I'm not going to talk to nobody else. Being stupid. Being stupid. Okay. And so here's another aspect of being so spiritual minded that you're no earthly good. How are you being a wife to someone and you're not married? Please explain that to me. Wife is not a, what's the word I'm looking for? Something that you just throw around. Like, it's not a title that you just throw around. It comes with a marriage certificate. You are not a wife until you have a marriage certificate. You cannot act. Well, you can act. You can act. You can play. You can use your imagination. Okay? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Blues Clues, DoorDash, whatever, however you want to play it, okay? You can do that. You can do that. Go play wife. Okay? Go play wife. I tell y'all all the time, there is no reason for a man to be at your house while you're dating. There's no reason for a man to be at your house while you're courting. Not alone. Not alone. There's no reason for you to be alone with a man behind closed doors if you are not ready to have sex with him. And that's just real. You're not going to find a good husband until you get out of your emotions. They will lead you to destruction. Because while you sitting up there being all goofy and la la land, he's robbing you of your money, robbing you of your time, robbing you of your love, the sweetness that's in you, the sensitivity that's in you, the compassion that you're meant to have for someone who's also going to be compassionate towards you. Yeah, he's taking that. And y'all are too dumb to see it. Stop falling for these men who have mom issues. I'm going to just say it, right? Because everybody likes to talk about women with daddy issues. Women with daddy issues. Y'all need y'all fathers. Y'all need y'all fathers. Yes, we do need our fathers. Absolutely we do. But don't think that these men don't need their mothers. And don't think that stuff does not stay with them for the rest of their life. So when you're sitting up here trying to figure out why he can't just be nice to me, why he can't have a decent conversation with me. Well, first of all, ma'am, you knew that before you got involved with him. And secondly, you know he got problems with his mama. Why wouldn't you check that out? If he has problems with his mom, if he's angry and has problems with his ex-wife, baby mom, whatever the case may be, if he's still mad at his girlfriend from high school, girl, run. It's never going to be okay for you. Y'all need to know when to leave. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Like hopeless? Like a dead horse? Y'all need to know when to stop beating a dead horse. All he do is complain about, oh, women ain't this and women ain't that, and I don't know. This is why I don't mess with black women. But I'm gonna be the black woman to change his mind. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're just gonna be the next black woman that he go and talk to the white woman about. Come out of your emotions so you can see what is going on. There's a saying, looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. And you just refuse to see the truth. You just want everything to be so nice. And you just want everything to be in love. And, I blame a lot of this manifestation doctrine because it's like, the world is whatever you say it is. And, you project what you want. And that's a bunch of bull crap because you can't get nobody to go along with your program if they don't want to. First of all. And secondly, it's not for you to have the program. Ma'am, when a man wants you, he's the program, not you. You out here acting like you're the man in the situation, like it's your world, like you just got all the men to choose from. And the fact of the matter is that is not true. That man has to ask you to please be my wife. Please allow me the pleasure of taking care of you for the rest of my life. Please do me the honor of committing yourself to me. And I don't care how many of these women get on this internet and propose to a man. I'm telling you right now. I better not never see one of y'all on Beyonce's internet asking a man to do anything. Boyfriend, friend, a date, his number, nothing at all. Nothing. That's not your job. You're not equipped for that. You're making emotional decisions. Y'all see how y'all act when y'all walk by a nigga that smell good. You be ready to drop your drawers right in the aisle at Walmart. No. I've told y'all multiple times, and I've heard multiple men say this. They be out minding their business, trying to be good, and then here comes some woman flashing they behind in their face. You having to approach a man is a red flag. You having to approach a man is a red flag. Period, sis. Slap, okay? Period. You say you want a leader, but you don't really know what that means. I feel like, and I this kind of got shown when I was on the panel I was talking to you guys about earlier. When we talk about relationships, we just speak in these terms and we don't define these terms. We don't make these terms tangible to people, right? Because when I say I want a leader, that may look different than it does to you, okay? So for me, I'm not good with money. I'm good with spending money. Oh, I'm great with spending money, no problem. Saving and letting it pile up, not my strong place at all. So I know I need my husband to do that, okay? So my husband handles the finances and I just get my allowance, right? And a lot of women will have a problem with that. Oh, how you gonna let him control you like that? Da, 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 da. And so that's why just saying, oh, I want a man to lead is not cool. Because what if you're the financially savvy one? You don't want a man, you know what I'm saying? You might not need your man to do that. Y'all might be able to work out your finances differently than what we do over here. Okay. So just saying I want a leader is not good enough. What do you need him to lead in? Do you know your weaknesses and are you ready to admit them? Because it took me admitting that I had a problem for us to get to the point where we are. It took me admitting like, yeah, I probably should let you handle this. But are y'all willing to do that? Or are you so hell-bent on being the strong, independent woman who don't need a man that you can't even admit that, yes, having a man around would make this a little bit easier for me? You say you want a man to provide, but what does that look like for you? I knew I wanted to have more kids and be a stay-at-home mom, but you might not want that. Right? So even things like provision, things like protection. Hell, you might be a black belt in karate and you could probably take care of all of us. What specifically are you saying? What does it mean? How, more importantly, how does it look in everyday life? Phoebe, shalom and shalom. Thank you so much for joining us, sis. Honesty, balance, and alignment. Exactly. Honesty with yourself. Honesty with yourself first and foremost. Okay? Because if I can't ever admit that I need the help, then I can't get the help. All right? And so let me speak to the other side of this, because here's another side of this issue that we need to discuss, right? And I'm only bringing this up because Black women are dying in these situations. Ma'am, sis cousin, if you are the wife, if you are the main, whatever, you consider this your man, whatever your relationship is, and you are not in an open relationship and you find out that your man is doing whatever, creeping around, whatever, violating whatever boundaries you have. I understand everybody do their relationship different. So I'm just speaking in terms of violating whatever boundaries you have, okay? And there's another woman around. Your job is not to say anything to that woman. Like, you should never, for what? For what? It's like I told my Bible study chat last night. If I found out my man was out here creeping around with another woman, I ain't got nothing to say to her. First of all, she don't know me from a can of paint. Even if she does know me, yeah, that'd be kind of messed up. But it's like, I fell for this nigga. So I understand you falling for him too. Like, I'm just a realist like that. Like, yeah, I get it, girl. He seduced me too. Shoot, look at him. You know what I'm saying? He fine. Like, yeah. Yeah, I see how other women look at my husband. Okay. I knew what I was getting. I didn't want nothing that was not desirable. So I knew what I was getting. You know what I'm saying? My commitment is not to that other woman. This other woman doesn't owe me anything. If this other woman were to take my life, her life would not be affected in any way. Okay? Let's read this article. Case in point. Nashville, Tennessee. This article came out on August 25th. The Metro Nashville Police Department is continuing to investigate a fatal shooting early Monday morning. Police report that 42-year-old Keona Wilson died after being shot inside a home on Scalf Drive. Wilson allegedly went to the home. Hold on, let me fix my screen, you guys. My bad. Wilson allegedly went to the home looking for her husband. Okay? And you might feel like, well, it was her husband. She had the right to. Yes, that's your husband, but yo, that's a grown man. That is a grown man. Let's keep reading. We're going to talk about it. Okay. Wilson allegedly went to the home looking for her husband, who was in a dating relationship with 42-year-old Keisha Greer. According to the police, Wilson found her husband's car behind the home, used her key to move the vehicle in front of the house. And she should have kept driving, but she didn't. Police said Wilson then knocked on the front door, and after some time, Greer began speaking to Wilson through the home's surveillance speaker system. So like the little ring thing or whatever. Both of the women began arguing over the speaker about whether Wilson's husband was inside. Okay. Hold on. When Wilson attempted to forcibly enter the home, police said Greer fired one shot into the storm door. Wilson was not struck by that bullet. Next. Why is there a next? Why is there a next? You listen, you ain't gotta shoot at me but one time. I don't understand. But again, operating in emotions, because the logical part of your brain would say, oh, this lady is trying to kill me. I need to go. But anyway, next, Wilson gained entry and the two began to fight. I would like to know how she got in the house. At some point, a second shot was fired by Greer and struck Wilson in the abdomen. Wilson then left the home, drove a short distance in her husband's car before flagging down an officer outside of the Madison precinct. She was taken to Skyline Medical Center, where she later died. After consultation with the DA's office, no charges were placed at this time. A determination of possible charges will be made after a future investigation. But I'm going to tell you that there probably will not be any charges because, first of all, you went to this lady's house. She fired a warning shot. You kept going, and then you gained entry into her home. I live in Georgia. Don't pull up at my house. I'm telling you right now, do not pull up at my house. I live in Georgia and I'm registered. Okay. So I can't even feel, what did the girl do wrong? What did the girlfriend do wrong? She was at her house minding her business. And I know y'all gonna be like, well, she was in the house with that lady husband. No, that lady's husband was in her house with her. She wasn't at that lady husband's house. That lady was at her house. And that other lady's husband was in the house with her. Okay? But this is what I mean when I say we operate in emotion. Because why are you going over there? First of all, why are you going to another woman's house? I don't care. Listen. My husband is my husband as long as he wants to be my husband. Okay? The minute he decided he would rather be somebody else's boyfriend than be my husband, I know what you want to be like, but he's a grown man. And this is what some of y'all have to understand. I feel like maybe not even to the extreme of an affair, but some of y'all need to get over some breakups and get over some men who have decided that they don't want to be bothered with you anymore. That is a grown man. There is nothing that you are going to do to make him do anything that he does not want to do. I don't care how many babies you have, how much money you make. Baby, you can put on Magic City Mondays every night at your house. If you are not who he wants to be with, if you are not where he wants to be, it's not going to happen. When it comes to men and women, it's not like, okay. My shoppers. You know how you walk through the store and you'll see stuff you like and you be like, I could buy this, but I'm going to put it back. I could buy this, but maybe not. I could buy this. And then you'll have like 3 or 4 things. Like when we shop, we take like 5, say you take 5 things in the dressing room with you to try on, right? And you're going to try them on and you're going to see what you like. And even then you can't narrow it down. Men don't go through all that. They don't go through all that. They see it, they like it, they buy it. That's it. And if they choose not to buy it, then it doesn't get bought. But the problem is you can't deal with the fact that you didn't get bought or the fact that you only got rented and then got put back. And now you want to be mad because you allowed yourself to be rented. Listen, they have their behavior and you have your choice whether to participate in said behavior or not. Because remember, you're the one that's going to be hurt at the end. If it wasn't true, we wouldn't have such a large community of Black women complaining about why they can't find a husband. Y'all will look at a situation, see the behavior, and refuse to make the correlation between your behavior and the situation that you're in. Stop thinking that you are going to change. Listen, the only thing you have control over is you, even in a marriage. I can't control that man. All I can do is control me. God's not going to ask me about what he did. He's going to ask me about what I did. And y'all love to use that when it comes to other women and, just random beef online or whatever. But you forget that it applies to your relationship as well. Thank you. That's why I'm fine being single. Listen, if it is your season to be single, live in it. I tell women this all the time. If it's your time to be single, live in it, love it, enjoy it, like savor it. There are good things to come from being single. It's just like being young. Remember when you were a kid and I can't wait to grow up. I can't wait to grow up. I'm gonna be grown and I can do what I want and da 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 da. Not realizing that your childhood was only for a limited amount of time, and you were gonna be grown soon enough, and then you were gonna have to deal with being an adult for the rest of your life. You didn't realize that when you were a kid, just wanting to be grown, wanting to be an adult. I think a lot of women, when they're single, you don't realize that you're going to be married and having to deal with that for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. It's not like turning a light off and on. You can't be married when you want to be, and then when he start getting on your nerves, never mind, I'm going to be single. Enjoy your singleness, okay? Wait for the right one to come along. It's like it's like I just talked about us with the shopping. We're the ones that have to make our minds up. They don't have to make up their minds. They see it, they want it, they go after it. It's up to you to decide if you want to be caught up or not. Yeah, come on. It's up to you to decide if you want to be caught up or not. It's up to you to decide what kind of situation you want to be put in, right? We like to say like, oh, he put me in this situation. He did this to me. He did that to me. No, you allowed it to happen. You allowed it to happen. And let me clarify, right? Because even when you ignore some red flags, like sometimes things can happen. And sidebar, speaking of things happening, your president just said that domestic violence should not be a crime. He said sometimes husbands and wives get in a little fight. That's not a crime. So just a heads up that, you're not, pretty soon you may not even be able to call the police. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But the first time he hits you, the first time he mistreats you, the first time you catch him running around on you and you don't like it and this is not what you signed up for, when you agree to stay, you're basically telling this person like, oh, sure, I'm okay with what you did to me. It's fine. Monologue McGann, ladies and gentlemen. My bad. There you go. And so, after the first time, it's not too late to leave. Okay, I just want and please, y'all. I hope that y'all are mature enough to understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not talking about the first time he tells you no, you can't have another $50. I'm not talking about the first time he say no, he don't want to go to your mama house. I'm talking in terms of abuse. Okay, I'm talking about putting hands on, your life is in danger, irrevocable boundaries being crossed. Okay, when I say it happens the first time you should go, that's what I mean. All right. Well, I'm sure you have a lot to add. That's why you're here. No?
I'm just chilling. I ain't got nothing to do. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow. Y'all see how you talking to me? I ain't got nothing to do.
I ain't got nothing to do. I well call pop up.
So, okay. Well, as a man, what do you think about what I've been saying? Like, are you in agreement? Do you feel like women don't pay attention to red flags in relationships?
Oh, for sure. Like, I think this is why, even like with the podcast you was on the other day with Will and picking and choosing. I don't think women are thoroughly equipped to make this decision on their own. And I know, a lot of people gonna disagree with that, but women are emotional. It's nothing they could do to separate their emotions from who they are. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing they could do about it. And, this is why you need help. You need help. You need
another man.
Yeah, you need another man, preferably a daddy, you know what I'm saying? Some uncles, some big brother, like whoop the whoop. Like there's just a whole bunch of stuff like that. Women make wrong choices. They don't know how to choose because if you make me feel good, if you make me, you make me feel like a princess. I know you're a bum. I know you ain't this. I know you ain't working. I know you don't get no money, but you make me feel good. Or, well, he take care of me, but he don't do nothing else. He's not there spiritually. He's not there emotionally, but the bills is paid. You know, our women will settle a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And see, that's another thing when you get into providing. Like, what extent do you need him to provide to? You may not care about him providing for you spiritually.
Well, I disagree with that.
No, I
point.
just said they may not care. I didn't say it wasn't important.
Yeah.
I just said they may not
we must understand that a man should lead in every single way. Now, with a good leader, he knows to put someone in charge over this. If I'm the leader of this team, I can realize that this teammate is better at finances. Okay, you handle the finances under, still under my authority, still under my, but you're better at this. Here, you take that, team. Okay, you take this. You're a better shooter. You're a better passer. You're better at this. You're better at that. But a man gonna lead. He should lead in all ways, point blank period. And that leading might be delegating certain things to you. You know what I'm
saying? What else was I gonna ask you? I don't remember.
Yes, you can have me again.
I already got you.
Oh, my bad.
You ain't going nowhere. So yeah, it's just and okay, let me hit on that spiritual thing because a lot of women seem to feel like they are at this spiritual plateau that no man can reach. You know, they are the goddesses and
shoot yourself.
They are at the pinnacle of their spirituality. And a lot of women even feel like just men are incapable of spirituality because they are such logical beings. And yeah, I feel like that is like you're shooting yourself in the foot. You are putting yourself at a place where no man can reach you. No man is good enough for you. He can never lead you. And so,
but what does that all go back to? All of that goes back to emotional. Let's say a couple is going to church together.
Okay.
But this emotional sister, she always the one at the altar crying and roaming around and having this deep emotional breakdown with her and the Lord. And this convinces and the bro sitting back there chilling.
Everybody looking at him crazy.
He's sitting back there, watch it. He paying attention. He learning and growing in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But in the minds, the women done convinced themselves, did you see what she did also? Did you see all of this emotionalism? Oh, she's deeper. She got a deeper relationship with the Lord. And now she's the spiritual head. Oh, he's the head, but I'm the spiritual head. Man,
and I've heard this. I've heard women say this. Like, I'm not just making this up. We've heard women say these things.
Emotionalism, man, is what leads women in all things, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's point and they're not wrong for it. That's what they made that way.
But this is why we're supposed to have a dad around to help give us that logical side. I can attest, growing up with a single mom, yeah, that's made me very emotionally led, very emotional. And being an adult now, having responsibilities, having kids, I understand the stress. Sometimes these kids be getting on my nerves. Like, yes, I get it. But having a husband to help me balance that and correct me when I'm wrong, I don't take that out on my children like it was taken out on me. I don't yell at them. I don't verbalize my frustration in a way that's traumatizing to them. I talk to them like the little people that they are. And wouldn't you know it, they have the emotional capability to understand that, hey, mommy's a little frustrated right now. Let's give her a second to cool off.
And no lie, just to be honest, this is why choosing a correct man is even important. No lie, we probably spent the first
3 to 5 years of our marriage just fussing because of that. Because of that. Because of me having to try to break down this, emotional, and I don't mean to say it this way, but like emotional immaturity, or how to handle these things. You're going off on the kids, baby. Calm down, relax. And me coming from a 2-parent household and me being a man, you know what I'm saying? Bro, without a man in the household, bro, that woman about to go crazy. Even the most stablest of y'all. Even the most stablest of y'all is crazy. All y'all crazy, man.
Because we're not meant to do it by ourselves.
Yeah, all y'all crazy.
You're not meant to do these things by yourself. Like, I was just thinking today, like, dang, I could really use some help. You know what I'm saying? Even though, yes, I'm home all day, and I'm sure some of y'all like, you home all day? No, okay, I do things. Okay, so you're not meant to take everything on by yourself. It takes two people to make another person. It's a 2-man job. You know how they had the boxes, and you'll see the 2 little stick figures, and it'll say 2-man lift. Yeah. Kids are a 2-man lift, okay? Sure.
Angelina, we will be live tomorrow night, most high willing. 8 p.m.
Are you talking about a man with multiple wives?
Regardless of if a man has one wife or multiple wives, I'm not sure. What's her question pertaining to? Can you?
I think context? When you was talking about the teams and delegating responsibilities.
Regardless of who it is, whether it's whether a man is multiple wives or a man got one wife, he's still there are certain things, me with one wife, that I understand. Look, I'm the leader. Everything falls on me. I'm the quarterback of this team. There's things that I might not trust my wife with. Not in a negative way. It's just, there's things that I don't trust myself with, that I say, all right, boo, you take this. If I had to homeschool the kids, man, please. Man, please. They'll know how to read and they'll know how to count money.
That is it.
That's about it, my boy. They'll know how to work. They'll know how to run businesses. They'll know how to go get their money. They'll know how to build stuff. They'll know all the man stuff. But geography, what?
Yeah, I was like,
science.
I was telling him, like, I need to go over the 7 continents with the kids. He's like, why? What they need to know that for?
For what? For what?
But that's what he's saying. It's delegation. It's not just because I have to delegate certain things. Like, this is why it's hard to have these conversations, because, like, I tell people, yeah, my husband controls our finances, and then that does not mean that I do not contribute to our household. Just because I'm not out here on the grind every day does not mean that I don't contribute. I contribute in my own way. And because
you don't contribute in your own way, you contribute in a great way. You're full-fledged, you know what I'm saying? Just help me in this thing. We just got to understand it just look different for different people. My dad was a leader of his home. But he went to work and he brought his check home every Friday, and my mama, and he put it in my mama's hands. And she gave him, okay, here's your spending money of the week. And I'm pretty sure he was able to say, okay, this is no, he was the one setting the amount. Hey, just give me $100. You take everything else and you do. He didn't handle the bill. She handled the bill. She made sure. I couldn't do that with my wife. We tried that.
Hell no.
My wife, she don't know how to juggle. My wife, if this bill is due, I mean, we don't have these problems now, but no, let's say a bill, you know how you could go, this bill due, and you can go a month in a hole, and this the past due amount, and this the regular due amount, and the bill might be $500, but you only need to pay $250, so this bill won't get cut off. Mm-hmm. Like you just pay $500, the whole thing, but then other stuff be lacking. You know what I'm saying? You used to do that in the beginning. That's what I was like, no, man. No, you got to juggle this stuff. Like, all praises to the Most High. We ain't juggling no more.
Now I'm just juggling my Klarna and my Zip.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to know what you got, man. Like, yeah, my wife, she'll spend all the money. If it
was up to me, we'd still be in an apartment.
Yeah,
I know we would.
If I gave
I'm horrible with money.
Listen, there's a time when I've done this experiment. I done gave this woman,
Here we go.
I ain't pointing no elbows.
Well, you said this woman. Ain't nobody else in here.
I give her $100 for a week and see how much she got left at the end, and then give her $500 for this week and see how much she got left, and they both equal 0. Okay.
Well, cause when the stuff that I spent on the 500 is stuff that I was waiting to get when you only gave me the 100.
Yeah.
So
Her lust for stuff is insatiable.
So anyway, but what I'm saying that to say, what's your point? You just came here to talk junk about me. What is your point?
Women are horrible. No, I'm just playing. Listen, man.
Stop ignoring the red flags, y'all.
Stop ignoring
the red flags because they start out small, but they will end up very, very big and they will overtake you.
And we don't care. Most men don't care, bro.
They don't care.
Most men don't care, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, we just read the story about the man putting the baby mama in the headlock and then letting the second baby mama shoot her.
No.
Times.
No.
That's what it said.
Yeah, I feel you, but I'm saying don't put him in the man box. Let's throw him in a whole nother box.
Okay, that's an extreme case of not caring.
That ain't got nothing to do with us men, bro. He old, man.
Right. Okay. That's an extreme case. But I'm sure that when this woman got involved with this man, I'm sure there were red flags along the way before she had that baby, before she had to get that restraining order, and definitely before, you know what I'm saying, the incident that took her life.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing. Like, just
she knew he wasn't. She knew he wasn't a stand-up dude before.
See, and it's different with men because a man could know you ain't the one. And we can still smash on you, still pull up.
Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you, sis. See, she said it makes sense to her.
Yeah. We can still pull up and, you know what I'm saying? We can pull up and have a good time with you on Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Thursday. We can come pull up on you, you know what I'm saying? And enjoy Netflix and chill with a heavy emphasis on chill. Heavy emphasis on
no
chill.
Netflix, mostly
no
chill.
Netflix, mostly chill, son. You know what I'm saying? But like a woman, and a man could know she ain't possibly the one. Heck no. She'll never meet mom. Matter of fact, I'll never take her out of these 4 walls of her apartment. Yeah, I'll bring a bottle through. Yeah. I'll bring I'll stop at the Red Box. You know, back in the day we had the Red Box. I'll stop at the Red Box and pick up a movie.
I'll go to her house and let her cook for me.
Yeah. Hey, but a man can separate because we ain't emotional. So it's like she ain't the one. But yeah, I can still pull up and smash. We can pull up and smash a chick that we can't stand. You know what I'm saying? But a woman, they don't have that emotional separation. So once you keep giving that time to somebody that you know can't be it, next thing you know, you're stuck in a relationship when you knew from the beginning. What we tell our daughters all the time and our sons, listen, after the first date, if you know he can't be the one, then there's no need to give him no more of your time. He an atheist. Man, you love the Most High.
It's not gonna work.
There's no need for date number 2. You found that out date 1. Actually, you should have found that out on the phone calls. But if you didn't, you found that on date 1, no need to talk to him again. Y'all go out on a date. He asked you on the date. He approached you at the mall, or he met you online on IG. He slid in your DMs, asked you on a date, and then y'all go on a date. And when the bill come, he look at you for your 50%.
Now, or look at you to pay the whole thing.
Hey, man, there's no need to go out with him man again, Shauna.
Ever again.
Ever.
You should have nothing else to say to him. We have to be as willing to walk away and as able to walk away from them as they are from us.
We willing.
And here's the thing, men understand self-preservation. They understand if I'm gonna look out for anybody, I'm gonna look out for me. We women, again, in our emotional state, and it's not our fault. We're nurturers, we're mothers. We want to love everybody, right? But you can't love a person who does not want to be loved by you. That's the problem. Yeah, but I just love him, and I just want to make sure. You just want to make sure what? He don't want you to make sure of nothing. If he was on fire, he probably wouldn't even want you to pee on him.
And once you give a man that love who ain't think about you, guess what? You just become a cum bucket. I can pull up over here whenever I want to. Like whenever. She never gonna demand more of me. She's never gonna go nowhere.
You answered a 10, 11 o'clock text.
Yeah, I can pull up whenever, Shawty. Thank you, ma'am.
You never get anywhere. I was I don't remember what the conversation was, but I was reminded of this lady that I know. And she started dating this guy like 30 years ago, right? And they were dating, and then he started dating somebody else. And then she had a baby, and then he married the other woman and had kids with her. And then him and the other woman got divorced, and he was still dating the first baby mama. And then he married somebody else, a totally different person, and she's still his side chick. This is what I'm saying about being emotional, being caught up in situations. She cannot think enough for herself for 1 second to realize, like, this is a lifetime I've been wasting with this man. He's never going to marry me. It's easier for her to just accept whatever he wants to give her and continue to be the side chick for the rest of her life. We have to come out of our emotions, ladies.
Well, and then we got to do a better job of teaching and accepting what the goal is, because it's easy to accept that once society has taught you that marriage isn't the goal for you, lady. You, lady, marriage isn't your goal. Like now you got all these women saying, marriage ain't my goal. Marriage ain't my goal. So when marriage isn't your goal, then it's cool being the goddamn he popped up on me. It's cool. It's easy to accept that because your mind has already been accepted that marriage ain't the goal.
I don't care to get married
Once you
anyway,
go back to marriage is the goal, once you go back to marriage is the goal, it changes all of your expectations. It changes what you're looking for. It changes what you will and won't accept.
She on something. She on something heavy, because 30 years, like, nah, pimp. I have a hard time being patient for 30 days. There's no way I'm sitting around waiting on somebody for no dang on 30 years. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna continue these conversations. This is I feel like this is something we need to continuously talk about.
What should we talk about tomorrow, though?
I don't know. But honestly, being on that panel the other day made me realize that maybe I need to, break things down even more so that they're easy to understand practically for everyone. So forgive me if I haven't been doing a good job of that with you guys. And please feel free to like check me on it. Be like, listen, girl, I don't understand what the hell you were talking about. Like, call me out on that, because sometimes I do get a little, I get caught up in what I'm saying and trying to sound presentable or whatever, but that's not my goal. My goal is for you to be able to understand what I'm saying. So if I'm ever just going off the rails, please let me know.
Sometimes it's something you just talk above heads because you're such a
I don't want to do that.
Intelligent young lady. Men, would you like to say something, men? What do you think about women?
You asking a 7-year-old?
What do you think about women, my boy?
Kind of confusing.
Do you love women, though?
Not in my age.
Not at your age?
Yeah, because you're only 7.
But you always talking about you sexy and you want a girlfriend.
Sexy. I just don't have a girlfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend?
No.
But you want one, though?
A little bit.
A little bit.
You love women, right? Yeah. All praises to the Most High.
Oh, my goodness.
What about you, sir? What do you have to say about women? Nothing.
I don't want to talk.
He ain't got nothing to say about women.
Tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. If y'all have some ideas, if y'all have some things, say hey to Auntie Angelina.
Hi, Auntie Angelina.
If y'all have some things that y'all want us to discuss tomorrow, drop either one of us a DM, let us know. But we'll be looking for like some couple issues, topics, or whatever we can talk about.
Nah.
What?
Nah, I had
You
my,
looking at me
no, I
weird.
had my neck
No
on.
way.
I look at you weirder, girl.
Anyway, so yeah, if y'all have any topics you would like to hear us, you'd like to hear our take on, just let us know. What?
Women, it's also easier to be women than to be men.
Why you say that?
Cause basically all women do is wash dishes, mop, sweep, and clean up, and make dinner, and then nap.
That's a whole lot of stuff, though, my boy.
That's all women do. I'm telling you.
No,
That's all I
no,
do.
no. So
No,
look, I
let me
got to correct you live on air for you. Make the people think that I'm teaching you something crazy.
Right.
Hey, listen, that's all. Your mama gets to stay home, and she gets up and cooks breakfast for everybody. Ask y'all what y'all want to eat, whether it's pancakes or grits. Y'all don't even eat. You know how long cereal lasts in this house? Cereal lasts in this house where we got to throw it away.
Months.
Because most people got to eat cereal every morning. Okay, your mama get up. What would you like? Make turkey bacon. Make beef bacon. Sometimes make both. She make pancakes, grits if we want it, eggs. How you like your eggs? Fried eggs,
I don't
okay.
even
And
like
you
eggs.
want scramble? Okay, I'll make scramble. Whoop. Then she teaching y'all, doing homeschool with y'all. Then in between that, cleaning up the house. Then in between that, doing the laundry. Then in between that, getting dinner prepared, making lunch for you guys, cooking lunch sometimes, and then washing your clothes, making sure everybody's showered, making sure we got everything we need. Daddies provide the money so the mamas can do all the things that they need to do. So don't ever diminish what your mama do. You don't want your woman out there sweating, working hard like you doing.
No, want that.
Right. So what you want? I ain't gonna lie to you. If you ever stayed home and did all the chores, you'll be like, you know what, man? Shoot, I go do the work.
Get a job.
I go do the work, man. I go do the work. What your mama do is not easy work, bro. I wouldn't trade with her at all. But she wouldn't trade with me neither.
I sure wouldn't.
So don't say all women do.
Just say that.
It's all
Some women have easy jobs.
Just don't say it out loud, my boy.
Don't tell him that.
No, I'm
Wait,
just saying.
some women have easy jobs. Some women have hard jobs.
Thank you, sis. Well, we're still working on Atticus in his mind. He's only 7, and it's not his fault. This is what he sees. He see his mama being at home. He see his daddy get up and go out to work. So you know what I'm saying.
And then he see himself get up early on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, that's
and
true
go
too.
do bouncies. He see him get up early on Sundays and go load up bouncies and sweating, riding around in the vehicle for hours.
My
and
mama's
hot,
still at home.
And mama just at home chilling. So that's all he know. But mama ain't at home
when y'all
chilling.
come home from bouncies on Saturday, don't I have breakfast done?
Yes.
Yeah, see? So, your work clothes be clean so you can put on your uniform. You have clean towels and washcloths so you can take a nice hot shower, right?
Okay. More harder than what men have to do.
Okay.
So show us real quick. Show us real quick before we go. How to make a sexy face.
He can't be sexy. He's 7. It's impossible for him to be sexy.
He broke this down to me the other day.
Okay, let's see it. What is that?
He said you got to suck in your cheeks.
Oh, this is what Paxton be doing.
Yes, he said Paxton the one who taught him.
Oh, Paxton is the king of that. Oh, that's the sexy face? Got it.
Don't get your people off here.
All right. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, for hanging out with us. Thank you to the hubby for stopping by. We always love his perspective. Yeah, so tomorrow we will be here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So if you are not, if you are not on the YouTube, please head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOGMAGAD. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. Like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment. If you're listening live, comment live. If you're listening replay, comment replay. If you have a suggestion for a topic for us for tomorrow, leave it in the comments. We will check them and we will address, whatever we can tomorrow. I always forget to tell y'all about this, but just in case you are looking for another way to support the ministry, you like, hey, I want something tangible for my money. No problem. I get it. I've written a book called Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass, 8 questions to consider while waiting. It's a good read. It just gives my sisters a little something to think about. Whether you are currently dating, thinking about dating, or just, preparing to go into that stage of your life. It is only $5. If you already have a Kindle, you can download it on your Kindle. If you don't, you can download the Kindle app on your smartphone and then download the book from there. It is on Amazon.com. Okay.
Yeah, you take that.
Oh, I was wondering where that came from. All right. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this evening. I hope something that we said was helpful to you, whether you're listening live or on the replay. I will be back here with more Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass next Thursday, 8 o'clock, same black time, same black station. Follow me on the socials, please. You want to support the House of Mono? You want to support Miss Mono's World? You want to support what we got going on here? Follow us on socials. I'm at Miss Mono's World. My husband is at Monologue Magad. Interact with our content. Where our content is monetized on Facebook. TikTok is like a freaking temperamental puffer fish. I hate it. But we are monetized on Facebook, Instagram. So, interact with our material on there. We appreciate every like, every comment. Please understand that we do. It's not easy putting yourself before people every week. But we love y'all. Most importantly, we love the Most High, and we realize that, we got to do what we got to do. So we will see y'all here tomorrow, 8 o'clock, Sabbath Night Live, Miss Mono and Mr. Mono. And then we'll see y'all back here next Thursday. But in the meantime, we'll catch y'all in these content creator streets. Thank you so much for joining us on behalf of not the entire, but on behalf of a good piece of the House of Mono.
A small piece.
A small piece? This is still a good piece.
This is less than half.
Oh.
So
No,
this almost a third.
Oh, right. It's 11 of us and it's only 4. Okay, so from a third of the House of Mono, we thank you so much for hanging out with us on behalf of all of the House of Mono, though. We love you so much. Shalom, shalom, and good night!
Doing gang things.
Mono.
Living super clean. Daddy came up.
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on Messiah TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
Let him save you in the end like a Seminole. Be his help me, shout it, let the silly go.
One time for the men doing gang things.